This is genius and billionaire Elon Musk, and you're watching the Cowman's Country Slaughterhouse.
Country Slaughterhouse. Country Slaughterhouse.
Moo!
You're hearing this right now. It means they have not yet killed me.
You know I smoke a lot of grass. Oh Lord, I popped a lot of pills. But I've never touched nothing that my spirit could kill. You know I've seen a lot of people walking around with tombstones in their eyes. But the pusher don't care if you live or if you die. God damn, the pusher. God damn, hey, I say the pusher. I said, God damn, the pusher man.
Imagine this. 16,000 people just standing around, bored out of their fucking asses. They take a sigh, and then they hear a little bit of feedback with a jolt. They realize that James Hetfield has just finished taking a shit in the back, and now we're about to kick off the show with some internight instant light. And everybody's eyeballs are lit up. This is your Cowman. And you know what? I feel like I'd be smarter with the brainworm in my head, like RFK. A second opinion up in there, you know? Telling me about horse medicine.
I tried horse medicine one time and it was fine, you know.
Well, you needed it. You needed it.
I did, I needed it then and I need it now.
They said
And,
they said upon the threat of yours developing a horse penis, you need to hit that fast with the ivermectin. So it stay
ivermectin
normal.
solves 99% of your problems.
It does. Yeah, Mel Gibson, he's right about that.
Except
Yeah.
bitches.
Yeah, it doesn't sound that. Not even at all.
Never. You can
And
try.
it also doesn't solve any of the things that Mel Gibson said that it solved. You know, aka cancer, the flu, syphilis, rabies. It doesn't solve any of those. But it solves a lot of shit. Okay? And that's what counts. You know, so all I'm saying is RFK, he better be giving little RFK Junior a few healthy meals a day up in there. All right, you know, cause God knows our children are fucked, and we've been kicking out Asian kids from Harvard and other such schools of higher maths and math. You know, when I was in school, I was in ruins. Okay, I had to figure out shapes in every single other class, it seemed like. And then one day we got an exchange student from Cambodia. And I was like, oh, thank the Lord. And I copied every single assignment that he did. And managed to barely squeak out of 9th grade.
Good move.
And then I dropped out to pursue my career. right then and there. I was gonna be a roofer, then a plumber, and then a longshoreman. You know what? I didn't do any of those things. I just went straight to radio. And
And became a legend.
and I don't regret any of it. Okay? I do kind of wish that I graduated, though, from something so that I could reference it a bunch. That I graduated from, that's it's my cum laude, But, it don't matter. If I'm not on the dean's list, I know that I'll at least be on Peter Thiel's list. Because, the U.S. government partnered with his demonic information company, or the Palantir, and it's gonna document every single one of us, and every time that we sneezed or even thought about jerking off to Mary, Mother of Jesus, it's gonna know everything about us. So most of us are fucked. Okay? But some of us are not. And I like to think that I am amongst the some in this one.
What about me?
You shouldn't be on the list. You're not from this country. It's a miracle that you manage to evade ICE every single day that you spend.
Well, that's because when I order drinks, I say, nice.
Well, that'll only get you so far, okay? Some things come with ICE, no questions asked. Then what are you gonna do?
It's not true. That's still not true. I always ask questions, Cowman. If something comes with dice, I go, what the hell is this?
If I'm getting a Diet Coke at the theater, the cup is basically filled to the brim with ice before I can even make a request.
Nah, I say, bitch, if you put ice in that goddamn cup, I'll go Tom Cruise on you.
Yeah. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
yes,
that's the kind of energy that I respect. Yeah. That's the kind of energy this country needs. Which is why it's a shame that you're a Canadian citizen. And not a US one. But you know what?
No one understands, Cowman, that the people who started this country weren't Americans.
That's true. They weren't. They were from Las Vegas. Well, anyways, this is gonna be a doozy of an episode, okay? Long or short, I don't even know, or give a fuck. Okay, we're gonna talk about this is tragic. We're gonna think about it this way, and we're going to go into the movies with the movie review.
But the butcher is a monster. The God is not a natural man. The dealer for nickel ought to sell you lots of sweet dreams. About the pusher on your body. You'll leave your mind to scream. God damn, the pusher. God damn, the pusher. this sling, you know I declare total war on the pusher man. I'd cut him if he stands, and I'd shoot him if he'd run. And I'd kill him with my Bible, and my razor, and my gun. Oh, the pusher. God damn. The pusher. I said, God damn, the pusher man.
Do you want to turn from a beta into an alpha? Someone help me! I'm drowning in the mud.
Yeah? Well, how about you wake up to 71 DMs from a fitness trainer? Not yours. Rebecca's. His name is David, pronounced that way, and not the other way that I'm familiar with, that you're familiar with. What's a soccer date? I don't even know what that is, bro. Hey, you stay on your knees. Alright? Every one of you is here because you let some hoe slide past your DMs. When really you need to hold on, okay? Yeah, that's right. It's hell. It's hell out there. Sometimes you don't even know if you're talking to a real lady online. And it turns out, buddy, that she swiped right long ago. Okay? And what am I supposed to do with that information, huh? I'm just supposed to, you know, I'm supposed to, remind myself that, at least I don't own a gun. Thank goodness for that, huh? Yeah.
Why did I pay $2,000 to be here?
Yeah, you don't want to know how much I paid to be here. All right? You, you be me, I'll be you. No, hold on. I'm sorry, bro. You be Rebecca's dad, and I'll be me, and I gotta wonder why I'm supposed to be nice to this guy who she told me he doesn't like me. Before we even met. Before we even met, bro. Before I even met her dad, she said he's a little weird, this guy. What am I supposed to do with that?
Alpha Camp.
Movie review. I gotta have my popcorn. Blah. Alright, now coming into this one, I have been under the impression that only Tyler Perry was allowed to direct movies with black people. Okay, hey, somebody told me that. Alright, that I know personally in my life. So when I saw Sinners, I was expecting to see a comedy. And then, the vampires show up, and they're eating each other sexually? It gave me what the kids call these days the ick. So I had to wash that one out with another movie, Accountant 2. I figured, the Accountant was sick, and this one would clear my palate. So I saved it for last, and guess what? I was so right. The math was even less existent. The guns way more of them. More of brotherhood, hot babes. We almost got some titty shots in this one, but of course I understand that it's a family film, and so they're saving them for the third one. Oh yeah, and karate. So yeah, see The Accountant 2 in theaters. You will not regret it. And if you do, well then I regret you. Okay? Now, a Minecraft movie, what would it be about other than digging in the mines, I wondered. Okay? And then I saw Jack Black doing what any Jack would do, and that is yanking my chain the whole time. There were words and sentences that I didn't understand. Not that I don't understand the English language. I do. It's my goddamn job. But when I hear chicken jockey, I hear two words that inherently deny each other of context, okay? But just like USSR sleeper agents, every single kid in the theater just sent their popcorn straight into the air. And at least 5 of those kids brought live chickens, and they ripped the heads off of those chickens. It'd be like going to a Salem witch trial, but with a bunch of 10-year-olds. So I gotta say that the movies that have been out recently, they scare the hell out of me. For many different reasons that don't have anything to do with the movies themselves.
This country song is dedicated to mostly haters. In fact, exclusively haters. When I wake up in the morning and I eat some macaroni and cheese, I like to have some Spam on the side and a little bit of milk with it and a little bit of smoking on the porch, yeah. But I know that they don't, 'cause this is a country song about Spam. Even do any cool shit in their lives.
This is tragic. There's an investigation going on into the very odd attack on pro-Israel protesters by a pro-Israel man. He was shirtless, and he decided to make himself look like a psycho by tossing Molotov cocktails on only old people, 2 of which got lifted to burn units. 1 is in critical condition. Crispy, if you will. But this man, he did this to other Jewish people. Yep, Jews on his side. I was right. I knew it was so dangerous to call this very definite war a genocide. I stepped too far. 1 step. And now look. And we all know whose fucking fault this is. Hasan Pikers. That pro-terrorist son of a bitch knows what he's doing when he wakes up every morning in that, well, what some would call a beautiful mind and body. And, he knows what he's doing when he goes live every day on Twitch. He knows.
I'll be holding up the world. You feel it's coming down on you.
You know, there used to be witches out there, right? Scary thought. Okay, don't let it get you though, right? No witch is gonna get anywhere near this dick. Alright? Not anymore. Never again. But that meant that we used to have all kinds of strange cures. And for boils, warts, sneezes, diseases that had names like wolf flu. We used to have all kinds of medicines and shit like that. And I think we left those days a little too quickly into the past. All right, and people are very upset that they're losing their Medicaid and all that. I remember I broke my leg trying to do a sick flip off my trampoline. I was 47. Yes, I'm aware of that fact. Okay, I know how old I was at that time. Exactly. All right. That doesn't mean that I should ever stop. And so I attempted a front flip off my trampoline to impress my 8-year-old son, and I broke my leg in 4 places. I went to the doctor, and I, like a normal hospital patient, sat my ass down and let them do their thing. Okay, but I asked the doc, I said, how many people here just come straight for the pills? And he said, Cowman, I can't answer that question with any kind of an answer. And I said, God, I knew it. Too many to count. Well, those days are over, right? You're gonna have to start growing cat leaves, or whatever the fuck we used to use for herbs and all that, unless you're diabetic, then you're probably fucked. Sorry to say that so succinctly.
Yeah, and which, in that case, just die.
Yeah, you probably should just die. But you know what you could try to do before you die is take 8 mulberry leaves, some syrup, lemon squeezes, 4 lemon squeezes, and some whiskey. Brew it in a vat. And let it stir for stir it for 5 minutes, then freeze it, then thaw it out. And try that. If that doesn't help, then die.
Oh, my brothers and my sisters, why do you throw your lives away? Whoa.
That's all I got anymore. That's what's left. That's our only option. Witchcraft. Because there's no way we're getting any medicine anymore. This is Cowman. We'll be right back after a sponsor. Stranger Things? More like I've seen way stranger.
Stranger Things.
More like I've seen way stranger.
Stranger Things. More like I've seen way stranger. Stranger Things? More like I've seen way stranger.
Stranger Things coming this summer. Oh boy, are things about to get strange. 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 Strange.
joke for you. What did the lone wolf say to the other lone wolf? Which one of us is the fucking asshole here? Huh? Huh? Two lone wolves? Kind of ruins itself. Huh? You know? It like it cancels itself out. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, this is the final thoughts for this episode of the Cowman's Country Slaughterhouse. Where, you know what? I feel like football season just sprinted right by me. I don't even remember who won the last 7 Super Bowls off the top of my head. Really? I know the Patriots were a few of those, but which ones? I don't know. It's all a big blur, okay? And if you told me that Tom Brady was back again, I would say, well, obviously, but I'd be wrong, because all he does is sit on his ass and talk about throws. You know, I don't want to hear about throws. I want to hear about plays of the century. I want to hear about a guy who ate KFC for 3 meals a day and then went out to the field the next morning, sick as fuck to his stomach, and still made the winning touchdown. Alright? Now that right there, that's some Chicago Bears material right there. Okay? Those are the types of guys we got back home. But lately, they kind of haven't really demonstrated that they're actually very good at football. And it's really a shame. So, what I want is to create a Boise team. They're going to be called the Boise Backsliders. Boise Backsliders. And we're gonna start by drafting just about every kid over 6'8" that we can find who plays ball. We're gonna take the league by storm. I got no limit on the amount of times that I'll warn somebody, okay? As long as I know that I did it. Alright, so you know what? Hey, hear me this time. There is a next time. Okay? And you remember that. Well, it's been a real one, Boise. I will see you next time.